Greetings and welcome to Oro CRM's video tutorial series. This is Rhonda with Oro CRM, and today I'll be demonstrating how to create and assign user roles. A role is a predefined set of permissions assigned to a user in the system. Roles are generally created and based on users' similar job functions, such as sales, marketing, and administration. Roles help to assure that users are given access only to the information they need to perform their work and not given access to information or functionality that is unnecessary. For example, a system administrator may have access to the entire system, or a sales rep may only need access to sales information and wouldn't need access to create or manage users. To view and manage roles, navigate to the main System menu and use the drop-down to select User Management and then Roles. The Roles grid displays. Click on the Create Role button in the top right-hand corner of the page. Under the General section, name the role in the Role field. Under the Additional section, describe the role. In the Organization field, select an organization where these permissions will be used, or if this permission is to run across all organizations, you can keep the system-wide default setting. Click on the Entity link to assign permissions. There are two types of permissions: permissions to perform a certain action on an entity. For each permission of this type, you can specify a desired access level. An example would be to allow users to create calendar entries or create, edit, and assign cases. Permissions to access system functionalities or capabilities. An example would be if the user is to have access to the job queue or the entity manager. Each entity listed under the Entities link gives users the ability to allow access to view, create, edit, delete, or assign to another user. You can search for the entity on the list or click on the tabs to narrow down your selection to account management, marketing, or sales data. For this demonstration, I'll explain one simple entity, which is comments. Click on the Account Management tab and examine the comments entity. Currently, it shows this role has no access to view, create, edit, delete, or share. Click on the drop-down to the right of Delete None setting and you'll be presented with several options: None, User, Business Unit, Division, Organization, and Global. Selecting a setting of User will limit the ability of a user with this role to delete records that are owned by the signed-in user. Business Unit would limit the ability to delete records that are owned by users within the same business unit. Next, you would click the drop-down next to each permission to decide if you want this user to be able to create, edit, assign, or share comments. If you want the user to have additional permissions, you'll need to repeat this process for each permission required. Click on the Capabilities tab to include any system functionality that the user needs. Check the box for each required capability. When you're finished setting up capabilities, click on the Workflow link. These permissions are used to allow certain roles to view the workflow, transition the workflow, and apply permissions for each workflow step. For example, if we look at the abandoned shopping cart workflow, a user can be given permissions to view the workflows and perform transitions. Click on the drop-down next to the View Workflow None, and you are presented with several options: None, User, Business Unit, Division, Organization, and Global. Setting View Workflow to User would allow a user with this role to view the workflow bar and be able to see where the record is in the scope of the workflow steps. Click on the drop-down next to the Perform Transitions None, and you're presented with several options: None, User, Business Unit, Division, Organization, or Global. Selecting User allows the logged-in user to be able to perform workflow transitions. You can also click on the plus symbol to the left of the workflow to expand the workflow. Here you can see individual steps and assign specific steps of a workflow to this role. Click on the Users link to assign users for this role. Click the checkbox next to each name to be included in this role. To save the role, click Save and Close at the top right-hand corner of the screen. Click on the breadcrumb to return back to the Roles grid. Roles can be edited by using the Quick Action buttons or by loading the view page of the record. Use the quick action buttons on the far right to view, edit, or delete the role. Additionally, you can clone the role if you'd like to create a similar role. Just change some of the details to make a new role. Click on any role to load the role's view page. Once loaded, users have the option to clone the role, edit the role, or delete the role. Click Edit to edit the role. Editing the role gives you access to add and remove any system permissions or capabilities for this role. When you are finished editing the role, click the Save and Close button in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Thanks for watching. For more video tutorials, please check out our website at www.orocrm.com/media-library.